Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. Want to know the best indie games on the Nintendo Switch? Then let's take a look at this video. But before that, do not forget to like and subscribe. And if you think some games are missing, let us know in comments. There are plenty of games on the Nintendo Switch about crafting items and managing resources, but few have emotionally gripping narratives like Spiritfarer. You play as Stella, a young woman who has recently accepted the task of finding lost spirits and helping them find peace before they depart toward the afterlife. Spiritfarer has a bunch of fun mini-games to play to craft items and accommodate the needs of your passengers. Each spirit has a fascinating background, and as they get closer to the end of their journey, you can give them a big hug before saying goodbye. If you're looking for a cozy game that will also make your heart melt a bit, Spiritfarer will take you on a journey you won't forget anytime soon. In 2018, Nomada Studios launched arguably one of the most stunning games ever made, Gris. It is an adventure game with platforming and puzzle elements that reinforce the idea that video games are a wonderful medium for art-based projects. Gris's gameplay is relatively simple, but gets more complex as you play through the diverse stages. Each level offers a new color motif, and you learn new powers as the puzzles you encounter require new skills. The soundtrack's beauty is matched only by the completely immersive universe full of mysterious living creatures. The Nintendo Switch is perfect for anyone who commutes to work or enjoys playing something in bed before falling asleep. If you're looking for a game that can be played for both hours at a time or in short sessions, Slay the Spire is a roguelike with deck-building mechanics that makes it ideal for anyone on the go. After choosing one of the playable characters, your main objective is to defeat waves of enemies, while also picking up new cards to improve the quality of your deck. Runs can last anywhere from 10 minutes to over an hour, but it's incredibly easy to save and pick up again to continue where you left off. The original Crypt of the NecroDancer, released in 2015, and over time, became one of the most beloved indie games on the PC. Then, in June 2019, it was reimagined for the Nintendo Switch, featuring some of Hyrule's beloved heroes. The gameplay is all rhythm-based and takes you through a whole new map of Hyrule. You can play as Link, Princess Zelda, or Eve, the Deku Scrub. Night in the Woods may feature a cast of anthropomorphic animals, but that doesn't stop it from containing incredibly relatable characters, navigating the murky waters of growing up and discovering who they are. You play as May, a young woman who returns to her hometown after leaving school to pick up the pieces of her past. From beginning to end, Night in the Woods will continue to surprise you with sudden revelations, unexpected detours, and the occasional jam session with May's band. Despite its colorful aesthetic and characters, the game deals with some heavy themes, such as mental health and confronting the past, but it's really effective and worth checking out if you're looking for a new adventure game to get lost in. If you grew up playing games like Mega Man, Castlevania, or DuckTales, there is a very good chance you'll enjoy playing through Shovel Knight. This action-based platformer was originally launched in 2014 and still holds up incredibly well today, thanks to its tight controls, memorable characters, and epic soundtrack. If you enjoyed playing through Shovel Knight back in the day, you should check out the Treasure Trove collection that includes 3 additional campaigns focused around Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and King Knight, with new stages to explore and abilities to master. Each story in Treasure Trove is filled with heart, humor, and a surprising amount of world building. This game follows Leah as she wakes up one day with no memories and has to solve the puzzles and combat of the online MMORPG Crossworld to find out what's happening. Full of twists and turns and a protagonist who can't speak, CrossCode will bring back those 2D puzzle action and platformer titles from your past in a whole new way. If you've ever played a Zelda 2D game, you'll feel right at home playing CrossCode. With a unique cast of characters, an interesting story, and a nostalgic feel, it's a great indie game on the Switch. If you would rather sit on the edge of your seat than back against a nice cushion, Cuphead is one of the most challenging platformers available, despite its cartoonish art style. Cuphead was originally released in late 2017 as a Microsoft exclusive, but came to the Nintendo Switch a couple of years later. Cuphead follows the journey of a little cup-looking creature after he loses a deal with the devil and must face an array of spectacular bosses to clear his name. If you can't get enough Cuphead, the delicious Last Course expansion provides even more boss fights and surprises. A roguelike that's unlike any other, Hades takes the crown for bringing new players to the notoriously difficult genre in a much more accessible manner. Bright, vibrant colors, an intriguing story, wonderful voice acting, and gameplay that'll want to make you go back for another run, it's a special indie title definitely worth a try. The writing alone is worth your time, making you invested in characters from Greek mythology that you thought you already knew and presenting them in a new manner. The artwork is stunning, and every character truly shines, making Hades a one-of-a-kind experience. There's a reason it was a staple at the Game Awards during the year of its launch. It didn't take long for Undertale to become a sensation after it launched in 2015, and after playing through the opening hours, it's easy to understand why. Inspired by classic RPGs, Undertale follows a human child who falls into the underground, a place full of monsters and deceptive flowers. Praised for its excellent soundtrack, memorable characters, and unique gameplay, the best part about Undertale is that there are 3 different main endings you can obtain depending on how you play the game. Whether you want to slay everything in your path or save every life you come across, Undertale welcomes both options. Many indie games include impactful and emotional narratives, but few weave their gameplay with core themes like depression and mental health, as well as Celeste. This game received universal acclaim for not only being a blast to play, but also for finding a way to tell a story about the universal struggle of conquering our own mountains of grief and regret. After playing it for a few minutes, you'll understand why it's become so beloved over time. Everything from the music to the action works in harmony to create an adventure unlike any other, and the story is guaranteed to resonate with anyone willing to give it a whirl. Is one of the most immaculately crafted games ever made and features airtight combat, a rich and immersive world, and a plethora of secrets scattered around every corner. It's often hard to believe that Hollow Knight was created by a team of fewer than 5 people. This small team, known as Team Cherry, worked together to create a 2D Metroidvania with elements of Dark Souls and The Legend of Zelda scattered throughout. The main campaign alone should take you around 30 hours to complete, but Hollow Knight also received a handful of expansions that provide even more challenges and bosses to keep you occupied until you decide which indie game you want to play next.